Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. We're going to talk about Cardano, when to invest. I've not done this one yet. So welcome, if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, hit the bell button, like and comment. Now, this is usually my pretty good video in terms of when to invest for investors, for traders, whatever, looking at certain buy ranges to kind of jump in terms of some basic technicals and some kind of realism. I'm going to go through the BTC chart and the US Tether or US dollar, whatever variation, just so you can see it. And I want to explain my overall thoughts on Cardano as an investment proposition. Now, I often say that I'm looking for good situations to jump in at low prices. Now, obviously Cardano's gone off like a little bit of a rocket in the last few weeks. Not as much though as some of the DeFi projects, but there's a lot of good things coming out with the likes of the Shelly update, the hard fork, obviously the staking coming out in the next coming weeks. Who knows when, the full fledgling of that will be apparent in the price. But ultimately, I think buying Cardano at a low price is probably a pretty good place to be in my honest viewpoint. Not financial advice. There's a lot of people that jumped into Cardano in the bull run of 2017, currently underwater and still are underwater and have been for a long time. Now, if you still believe and still like the asset, you should have been dollar cost averaging low, and we're going to look at the chart in terms of places where you should have been doing it as more of an educational point. So, with the regard of the BTC chart, this is currently my trade setup right now. I rode the wave up from 600 Satoshis, give or take. I think it's 606 Satoshis in and around this region here on this little region of pullback, whatever, breakout, boom, off we went, right? Took off like a rocket, right? It just went freaking to the moon. And I'm now out of my position on my exchange. I still hold as an investment, but on the exchange, I'm looking to accumulate. I am going to be adding a bigger chunk to my bag over the next coming weeks. Hopefully, when this retraces and corrects and we go down a bit. Personal opinion, buy the rumor, sell the news, market cycles, turns, all kinds of horrible stuff in terms of emotion means price changes. If this does take off like a rocket, cool, happy days, whatever, I will be looking to buy at a certain level. But I do feel that this is going to come down. Already we're starting to see the fruits of it in a way that I do believe that we will probably go back into this level if things do happen in a certain way. Okay, now obviously that is my opinion. It may never happen, but currently we have retraced a little bit of the price since when I actually sold my asset. So I actually sold my asset here. In terms of the peak of where we went, we're currently down, 13%. So we are correcting right now, which is obviously quite interesting, but we got to look at the overall facts of the market. Is the alt season kind of coming down? So we might be, getting a bit of a breather in terms of the alt season. And in terms of the daily time frame, this is what we're looking at. We've got key level resistance. We've got a level here of support, which is a place where I'll be looking to jump back in, I think. But I'm also looking to buy here as well if I can. So we need to just wait and see. Just be patient with this one. I don't think it's going to go to the moon like a rocket. I know a lot of people in my comments, hi commenters, will be saying, oh, this is going to go to high levels now. Doesn't always happen in the case of that. You got to remember, this has already rallied up quite a good chunk. It has to correct. It has to correct in some form. This one was one correction, boom, off it went. We're looking at another one. This one, the higher it goes, the more likely the correction will be bigger as well, remember that. So it wouldn't shock me at all to see us go down to this 10,000 Satoshi level, 10,500 if you can see that. Pretty decent, that'll be a 32% retracement of this move on this daily body. So we will wait out. So my overall feelings are, I want to buy a lot more Cardano to hold as an investment and keep some on the exchanges to do stuff like this. So the daily time frame, buy low, sell high, rebuy back low with the equity that I've got from the profit. That is how I play my game, and I just accumulate with freebies. But I am looking to jump back in terms of capital and put a bit of a chunk in. The reason why I've decided not to buy as much Ethereum and buy more Cardano. That is my personal opinion. The reason being, I just want to have something that's a bit more risky, but also has more multiples and more risk reward to make money, if bought at the right levels, obviously. So that is essentially the BTC version of Cardano, okay? Personal opinion, I think you are going to be very, very lucky in terms of like buying in anything below the 618. I personally feel that with the hard fork, with the stake inside of it, the valuation is going to be quite good. But Also, the one thing with the BTC pairings that you need to be remembering, it is totally different to the USD side of it. Just remember that. Listen up, because if BTC rockets and takes off to the moon, and this isn't going with it, it will in USD values because that's an aggregation of the USD price, but this in terms of BTC, we might see this drop anyways, okay? Because dominance will be increasing in, you know, the percentage wise of that. So that is that. Bish bash bosh. If you're looking to buy 618 levels, 820 Satoshis is probably, you know, the floor, in my opinion. It might go lower, but also you got to think, well, realistically, if you are an investor, you obviously don't want to be investing at the tops, right, of the moves. You want to be low. Think long term. Just remember, think long term. Reason why I'm saying this as well, if I do this, we have been a lot higher, right? We're still very, very low, undervalued, but you want to get more bang for your buck. Okay, remember that. So moving on to the USD pair, the Tether. I've not done as much TA on this one. It's a different sort of cycle because BTC obviously went up. You can see already the chart looks different. You've probably already noticed how it looks totally different. This has obviously rallied up due to the fact that BTC went on a bit of a rise. That is why it's an aggregation. So that's why I trade in BTC if I'm accumulating. It makes it easier, and obviously I can grow my BTC Satoshis at the same time. So in terms of this overall, from the bottom of this daily candle to the top, we've actually went up quite a decent chunk, 406%, or 462%, sorry. Big move from bottom to top, right? Huge swing. It's got to correct, in my opinion, at some point. In my opinion, obviously. Not everyone likes this idea that things do correct, but that's how markets move. If you're looking at that, and if you're looking at regions, this grey weekly level here, the 618, that is 6.5 cents. That would be banging. Bang for your buck. But it may never even get there in terms of everything else. It might just get to this level here, which is just above the 382, which isn't a bad little place to be, which is just under 10 cents. So if you've bought at 10 cents or lower, you might be all right. But if you went into the clouds and you bought at 13 or almost 14 cents on the top of that wick, you know, just be careful because it will probably be a bit short-term pain if this does correct, if it corrects properly. I think it will. I think this will be a buy the rumor, sell the news, a high. This has already went up 400%. You've got to remember that. You've got to think, well, realistically, even from this point here, going down to this level, we may see a 25, 26% drop from current price ranges over time. If that happens, happy days because I'll get more. 10 cents wouldn't be a bad place to be, in my opinion. Anything lower than that is a Brucey bonus, but that is my opinion. We have, though, been at 2 cents this year, so do not rule out low levels like that. We never know what the market's going to do. It could totally turn. It could go freaking horrible for a bit. But if that's the case and you believe and the fundamentals have not changed and everything is rosy and good at the world of Cardano, essentially, things will be okay. Just got to bear it out. So overall, video pretty much complete. Just be careful that obviously there is fundamental developments, news and all kinds of stuff coming out that could obviously drive the price up or down, so be careful of that. But in my personal opinion, look for below 10 cents if you're going to be like a long-term investor, and top up as it gets lower. Dollar cost average. If you're looking to make the most amount of money, you should already be a part of this. You know, you should be already positioned. I have been positioned for a while now, but I'm looking to add to my bag. Simple as that. If we go down to the 618 level, whether it's on the BTC pair or the USD pair, I'll be very, very excited because I think bang for your buck. I think over time, the chances of like this doing a 10x over the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum will be a lot faster, in my honest viewpoint, compared to the higher cap coins. This is a higher cap coin, but it's still got room to grow, in my honest opinion. And if it does fall in price, I think things will get very, very interesting. And I think, in my viewpoint, I think, yeah, you're going to get a lot more, a lot more equity in return over time with this one.